give the signal.
Cricket is now saying the third ball of the over was a no ball as well.
Robardo moves in, bowls, and that's played out towards mid-on. Well, that suggests then that the communications have broken down, doesn't it?
It does. So the no ball that we were seeing the replay of was not called, even though it was clearly over the line.
Yes.
Umpire definitely couldn't hear the instruction.
So are you now going to go and find out what ball that was a no ball? Just so your score sheets are still...
Well, it says on Cricket Info, which is largely reliable, that was the third.
I don't think it is.
Well, 5 for no wicket. Khawaja's still looking for his first run. He stays 13 balls now. Robardo run the wicket, bowls a beauty at him. Genuinely beat him there. One of those sort of walking, rather uncertain defensive shots. And very nearly finding the edge. But with this, is it not? You've got no far more than I will. If you stop a walk like that, that right shot that comes through the left
just the length, wasn't it? The length has just done him. He thought it was fuller than it is, and it wasn't. So then you end up playing in front of yourself. You don't take that stride in because it isn't quite full enough. You're right. Your left shoulder comes around.
Yeah.
Your left leg comes around. More important.
Yeah.
More embarrassingly, you just hope you miss it.
Robardo again bowls, and Khawaja opened the face of the bat. I thought for a moment there he was going to his first run, but
Which is why it's strange. He could go on and get a brilliant 100. But another day, that is, you nick that and you look like your technique is all at sea and you think you can't bat. Robardo's looking far more dangerous around the wicket to Khawaja. But one thing Khawaja does very well, which is also incredibly frustrating when you kind of play against him, because he doesn't move his feet that much. He doesn't go so hard on the ball in general. Like that last one, which went to gully, honestly, it goes on the floor so many times.
well, the bowls strength, and he still can't get his first run. He's mid on. He had that really poor tour here a couple of tours ago, didn't he? Where he just couldn't cope really with English conditions.
He has played okay in England. I wouldn't say that he's one of those players who are like look at
Two tours ago, he lost his place, didn't he?
He did, but then the one after the next series, he wasn't either the mainstay of the batting.
Yes,
he found his. And I think it's because he plays the ball so late. Even there, it doesn't look ideal.
Well, the bowls to mid on. He doesn't strike me as the sort of chap who gets frustrated particularly either. He's a commercial pilot, of course, so Khawaja.
I love how late he plays it, which therefore, when it's certainly in English conditions, when the ball doesn't hit the ground, when you do get that outside half of that, it doesn't go to hand, it does die a little bit. You feel like you've done him in the field, all over him, but he doesn't get out to it that often.
Last ball of the 5th over. Khawaja get off the mark. He's faced 17 balls so far, and that's wide outside the off-stump, inviting a drive. Robardo saying, go on, if you're a bit frustrated, have a go. But Khawaja, no. Lets that go through. 5 for no wicket, 5 overs done. Khawaja yet to score. Labuschagne has 4. More on the mystery of the no ball maybe, or something from Andy Zoltzman. And then Simon Mann's coming in here.
Let's look at Khawaja's series in England. He's played 3 Ashes series here, 2013, 2019 and 2023. Wasn't in the side in 2015. In 2013, 3 tests, 6 innings, 114 runs. In 2019, 3 tests, 6 innings, again 122 runs, average around about 20 in those 2 series. But then in 2023, started the series particularly well, with a century at Edgbaston, also batted well here, finished with 496 runs, averaged just under 50, faced for 1,200 deliveries in the series.
Good morning everybody, here is Jansen bowling to Labuschagne. It eases that through extra cover, runs up the hill here for Australia. Touch and go, it's going to be 4-0. It's small back inside the rate, but they have to settle for a couple of runs. Australia runs to 7 for no wicket. Where is the sun? We were promised sunshine. Australia be desperate to see it, but they're battling away at the moment. No blemishes so far. 23 minutes play. The score is 7 for no wicket. Australia in the 6th over the morning. Won't worry about that. I like the fact that Nathan Barnaby like it, but Jansen's bowling just in his sweet spot, if you like, later in the game, hitting that rough inside the right hand off stump.
And start.
Yeah.
Robardo going around the wicket, and South Africa desperate for wicket.
Jansen moves in the ball to Labuschagne. Labuschagne clips that away into the onside. There's a chase here for Guinea out towards wide mid on. And they come back for 2 more. back here. He's got to turn. And Nathan Lyon to bowl last. Not easy. 9 for no wicket. Here's Yates bowling and Labuschagne there, taking the bat away, trying to, the ball hit the inside edge onto the pad, down into the gully area, and then he spreads his arms wide because I think the suggestion is someone was moving in the pavilion. That side screen, I mean, it's not a great, well, you tell us, you've batted out there, what it's like batting at the nursery end looking at the pavilion.
It's fine.
Is
It's
it?
fine. Yeah, at Lords I found it fine. At Tunbridge I didn't like it. I didn't like the people sitting in front of me. I don't know what he's moaning about. But there's always something. Right. The problem is when you then moan, someone else, one of the stewards who then tries to get involved and say what's happening, he then moans. That's what was the ones.
Waits for Janssen, and he lets that one go out and swings back in down the slope, not far away from the off stump. You can say it's a very good leave, really close to the off stump, and a fine delivery from Janssen, hooping back in. Labuschagne equal to it in the sense that he lined it up well enough, perhaps as much on length as line, and it went flying through to Varania to get away to his left hand side, and he just swung actually more after it had gone past.
Well, it was a wobble seam out his hand, and then as it's pitched, it's then turned in. You know, sometimes the ball then gets in that perfect position to swing, and it's flown through.
9 for no wicket. Here's Janssen bowling to Labuschagne. That one across him. Labuschagne leaves it. Kyle Varania takes it. I think it's Paul Rickleton, who's normally the wicket keeper. He's under the lid at short leg. I say normally the wicket keeper. He does keep the wicket along. Saw him do it in the IPL, for example, not by Indians, but he's at backward short leg. Looking around for candidates. I'm afraid it's yours, Ryan.
Well, it's either him or Bavuma. He's got the stripes. He's done it for long enough.
Yeah.
He's nowhere near going to be there.
He's been off the captain. Janssen bounding in, bowls. Labuschagne gets it off the pad, I think, going down fine. Varania goes after it behind the stumps. Might have been an inside edge on it. What are we going to see from umpiring Gaffney? We see no ball signal first, and then leg by. So there's a no ball and a leg by, so 2 to the total. So Australia moved to, it says 10, surely it should be 11, shouldn't it? I think.
Well, how many no balls do we have? This no ball gate.
It's 11 on the scoreboard, it's 10 on our TV screen. Oh, that was a massive no ball from Janssen. A long way over. He's a tall man.
That's not close though, is it?
No, it's a long way over. Biggest no ball I've seen for quite a long time. 11 for no wicket. Khawaja yet to score still. Janssen bowls to him. And that one swings away. Lines that one up well though. Allows it to swing away down the slope. Through to Kyle Varania. And that is the end of the over. 11 for no wicket. Australia had 6 overs. Australia put into bat by Temba Bavuma at 10 o'clock this morning under grey skies in London. Floodlights on, beaming down. Do we need the floodlights? I don't know. It feels as though the natural light might be good enough. Well, we're promised sunshine today, or certainly some sunny intervals, and a nice pleasant warm day as well, around about 24 degrees. We're here in the UK on BBC 5 Sports Extra, BBC Sounds. You can watch highlights in the UK during the game on the BBC Sport website and app. We're on ABC Grandstand across Australia, so good evening to you, and worldwide on the ICC website and app. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to all those listeners on the ICC app, wherever you're listening around the world. So 11 for no wicket. Labuschagne takes strike. We've got 3 slips in the gully and a short leg. Backward short leg, no. He was backward short leg. Rickleton, he's now stepping on the other side of the line. Just it's over his right shoulder. Let's have a look at the umpire as well. He's just backward a square to give himself that view. Square on. Potential run out, I suppose. Short of a length from Rabada. Labuschagne in behind it, and that familiar cry of "wait on" bellowed out, which must be extremely annoying, isn't it, for a fielding side, or do you just shut it out?
Well, no, it took me about 3 balls to suddenly remind myself how annoying he is. He's a really nice guy. This is not just when he bats. When he shouts "no run" when he leaves it. I mean, I don't know if it's deliberate. I don't know if he does it deliberate or it's just in his bubble, and that's how there's nothing wrong with him. But when you're standing at first slip, it is quite irritating.
Slips go down. Rabada approaches, bowls to Labuschagne. Labuschagne turns that past Rickleton at square leg, out towards the square leg umpire. He steps aside, and he goes through for a single. 12 for no wicket.
But what he has done well this morning is left the ball nice. It's not a minefield or anything. It's not easy out there. You've got fresh bowlers. Paul's doing enough. He's doing the hard yards. And also when players like him, who statistically have been heavy scorers, go through lean patches, and then they find something and they get in on a good wicket, they will make you pay.
Still waiting for Khawaja's first run. Rabada bowls to him. It's edge. Oh, and caught. Rabada's made the breakthrough. Caught it slip. Huge roar around the ground. Plenty of South African support in. He's nicked it and caught by Benningham at first slip.
That is a brilliant catch. I know it looks like absolute the breadbasket, but at Lords, it can swing a little bit after the bat. Rabada has been all over Khawaja from around the wicket, not sure which ones to play. His footwork is absolutely perfect, and even make it a better catch. Second slip, Markham has gone for it and then pulled out. A really, really good catch. South Africa needed a break there, but bowled really well. Khawaja's gone for a 20 ball duck.
Yeah, hard work for him. Tried to tough it out in useful bowling conditions. Now he's walking up the steps at the front of the pavilion, and in at number 3 for Australia, WG Green, Zahir Green, Gilbert Green, Wally Green, whatever you want to say. He's made all those runs for Gloucestershire. Gloucestershire reporters will know what I mean.
I was wondering what you were going on there.
Well, he's had a fantastic run. He was paid for by a wealthy.
By you?
I couldn't afford his wages, but anyway, he's been he was
about to say
paid
Bristol.
for by a supporter down there in the West Country to play for Gloucestershire. They've got a lot of money to spend on a player of that calibre, so someone forked out for him, and he's turned up with 300s.
Worth the investment there.
Yeah, and he won a game for them. The first 24